wet and rainy.
Everywhere we wanted to go, the roads are closed. Reassessed on Tuesday and today's Sunday. So we're heading to Wilpenna via the highway. We're going to take the inland road closures through the gorges, through all the good scenery. But as it rained non-stop overnight, the roads are closed till Tuesday. We'll take up the highway section in between the rainy sections. We'll stop at parts, have a look around Wilpenna. But yeah, pretty gloomy, but we'll make the best of it.
Maybe it'll clear by lunchtime.
Maybe it'll clear by lunchtime. It's a weather report, but who knows. Well, we've come up from Wilpenna through that way into a town of Wilpenna, which is just on that side of the mountain. Had some lunch. The skies are clearing. Woohoo! This is the Great Wall of China. This stretches all the way across on the ridge line. It goes for some, I think it's a half k's along a ridge line, but this is the Great Wall. This is stuff we've come out to see. Like I said, Wilpenna is over that little ridge line we had lunch at. Little tiny town, nothing much there. But this is a stop. We stopped on the way up. It was raining and foggy and misty, so we couldn't really do any filming. So we decided to push through and have lunch. Give the chance to clear up, and it has. So Great Wall, and we've got other stops on the way back to show you that we were looking at. But like I said, it was raining on the way in, so we can do it on the way back. Great Wall of China. And that's the highway there, that takes you down into Wilpenna again and eventually down into Hawker. It's the only serviceable road open, being bitumen. All the gorge drives are closed, which is a bit disappointing. We wanted to take on a couple of gorge drives, but speaking to locals, if you go on the road and you do actually get caught, it's a $1,000 fine, so it's something we don't want to particularly be doing. Okay, so we're making our way back to Wilpenna, and like I said earlier, on the way up we saw all these signs. We gave the time weather to break so we can record on the way back. This is Wilpenna. It's 3 k's off the main highway, and apparently out this way there was settler Joseph Wills settled this area, and it became a great big area of conflict. There's all signs on the way back through that we'll stop and record our journeys through, but it's a historic site because graziers, pastoralists and all those people around the area were fighting with the natives, i.e. Aboriginals. So we're going to have a poke about and we'll show you what we find. This is original retaining wall. Wilpenna battled the Wills, so it all started here. Wills family were out here in the Great Drought of 1860, it says on this sign here. And I'm not familiar with the whole backstory. I'm just going to tell you what I know. They're fighting with the pastoralists and fighting with the graziers, and we'll cover that as we go through. But this is the original stone wall of his house, which goes down to here, and there's another building across there. Like I said, this is 3 k's in off the road between Hawker and Wilpenna, and we saw it coming up. It was raining, we didn't want to get out. We gave it enough time to clear the weather so we can get out and do some exploring, which it's doing now. This would be a creek running, no doubt. This creek would run after fairly substantial rain. We did have rain overnight, which was enough to close all the gorge roads, which we were going to take on today. But yeah, it doesn't take much, and those gorge roads are closed due to rain, which is only fair to be safe. Don't want people getting stuck unnecessarily. It's not fun when you get stuck, having been stuck once out at Cameron's Corner. So this is another part of this property, Wilpenna, all 1860, 1865 type heritage buildings. I think these were the Wills or the Wills family. They were the first to settle.
Homestead, 1858.
There you go, Willis Homestead, 1858. Wills, sorry, Wills Homestead, 1858. So
4-bedroom house.
a 4-bedroom home, and he was the first to settle in the area.
The 5th bedroom may have been used for guest accommodation.
There you go, he had a guest bedroom, all built by hand. What a job that would have been. That's how you'd lived, 1858. Tough breed. So he was the first to settle in this area. And he had a cook called John Wood. And there was some unrest in the family. He made threats to Sarah, his wife, which I think kicked off all the fighting around the area. But that's his house. And this would have been his land. Certainly a tough way of life that would have been. But there's more to it than his house. But this is a really poorly signed attraction on the highway. It's just a little green sign that caught our attention as we passed. I just, if you want to come out here, you've got to keep your eyes peeled. It's just a little tiny green, probably 8 inches off the ground sign. So you really have to have your eyes peeled to come out this way, unless you put it in your GPS coordinates into your whatever you use to travel with, because you can go past it and blink and miss. But this is his kitchen. Frank Williams describes the kitchen, rather than being a hut with an oven, they consisted of a large fireplace, a bread oven with a roof. There you go. And that, I guess,
It burnt down.
it burnt down. I'm getting word through it burnt down.
I think it was a guy, they were playing cards and he went to get a fresh deck of cards and they think that he torched it.
Aha! Another step in why it became quite conflictual out this way. See? There's always reasons behind people's conflicts. But that's the house and that's the ruins. Unless, oh no, there's something up yonder. We'll have a look. It is signposted, but like I said, once you're here it's signposted. But on the roadway, the sign's probably 6 inches off the ground, a little green sign, Wilpenna Ruins. And like I say, it's a 3k dirt road in, easily accessible for 2-wheel drives as well. Keep your eyes peeled going north towards Blinman and south towards Hawker, so it's on the left hand side going north to Blinman and on the right coming down towards Hawker. You've got to really keep your eyes open for it, but it's actually quite a good little stop. Quite interesting, and it's 3k's off the main road. 3k's in, 3k's out. Early pastoralists. Like I said, he's the first guy to settle in the area, and locals didn't like it obviously and caused a bit of conflict, but we'll look at that stuff on the way out. But this was his home, his kitchen. We passed through, we just found another, what could be a house on the other side of the creek. So this might be, this is actual creek bed, so this would be full of water after rains. A real red ochre sort of sand out here, full of iron ore. Anyway, copper iron ore. So this would be More of Mr. Will's house. The Battle of Wills it's called. Frustrated by ongoing boundary disputes, Joseph Wills began to take the law into his own hands. Here we go. Sheep from the neighbouring Wilpenna run straight on land. There, yeah, that says how it kicked off. He then drove them 100 kilometres to the pound in Wilpenna Plain. His neighbour Mr. Sims had to pay for the release of the impound stock. Soon after, an incident occurred between Joseph and Mr. Sims. Right. So this would be, and I'm harbouring a guess here, this would be Mr. Sims's house. I'm guessing. This is Sarah and the children kept. I'm completely wrong. Matthew Foster, the mine manager, lived here. Sarah and the children kept Apollina going while Joseph was away breaking rocks. Son Charlie, a brilliant horseman, got to work on the neighbouring run, and the women fed travellers. Old Stocking Joseph's famous cow did not bring home as many calves as we had wished, for stock were dying everywhere as the drought intensified. So things were starting to get hard on the farm. The great drought started, further leading to tensions, I guess. This was a mine manager's house, Matthew Foster, 1859. He would have lived here, and his wife Sarah raised their family. Continuing our way back down to Wilpenna, out of the ruins, we come across Stokes Lookout. Promises a 360-degree view, but because of its height, it's about 1,500 metres above sea level. Because of its height, we're stuck in the clouds. That's okay. I'm sure on a good clear day you would get the 360-degree view, but not so lucky this time. Further up, or along the creek line, we come to miners' huts, built at the same period, 1858, 1859. So this one hut would house the miner, his wife and children.
They worked at a copper mine about 2 miles east for the Wills family.
Worked at a copper mine 2 miles.
They were nothing but trouble.
There you go.
They jumped Joseph's claims, disputed his boundaries, ran their stock on his land and cut down the great gums along the creek.
There we go.
Naughty, naughty miners.
The miners were troublemaking by the looks of it, which might send them off. So this is all miners' land, which is, as you can see, not too far from the actual homestead along the creek line.
On the opposite side? On
the opposite side of the creek line. Hence there were disputes over property. No doubt causing conflict again all those years ago, 200 odd years ago. Well, so little mining settlement here. Boss man's way back there. Just all old mining huts and the like. I pulled them down and burnt them. When the owners of Wilpenna, that's Mr. Willis, put a fence around the waterhole that the Wills cattle had always used, Joseph decided to settle things once and for all. He knew he could lawfully burn huts on his own, so he decided to test ownership in a provocative act of arson. He burnt down 2 shepherds' huts. Boom. That was enough to declare war, I guess.
It might be part of the blacksmith's forge?
Could be. Part of the blacksmith forge. We don't know. We're just learning as we go. But that's the Apollina ruins. Wouldn't know about it unless we spotted it. It's fairly good. Early part of history around the area.
By Ponytail skinks now live.
Gives you a 3D map of the area. I've just found this. So, Wilpenna, where we come from. We're following this road. We were going to do sliding rock, all this sort of hasten trails, all those sort of things closed because it's been raining. But we're doing the highway through. Takes us through to Hawker. Wilpenna's in that area there. But this area here is dotted with all these little trails, hasten trails, etc, etc. Unfortunately closed for weather. Sky track, which is a famous four-wheel drive track, is down there. If you're adventurous and if you've got the money, you can have a crack at the sky track. But this is Stokes Lookout, as I said, 1500 metres above sea level. Brings you up across into the rain clouds, unfortunately, but them's the breaks, I guess. Popular spot. A couple of other people up here stopping with us, but they don't know us, but they just happen to be travelling behind us and in front of us. Repeater tower and a three-dimensional mud map.
That there is Wilpenna Pound.
In the clouds. Yeah, so this is possibly 20 k's, I'd say, north of Wilpenna where we're staying, and that's directly through those clouds. So we've made our way back from Wilpenna, spent the day out. Can't sit the caravan in the wet. Get out and do what you can. Tomorrow we're heading off into Wilpenna, starting our trek up to the territory. We're staying one night at a free camp at Wilpenna tomorrow night. Head off from here tomorrow.
Pimba Roadhouse, we're staying tomorrow night.
Oh yeah, Pimba Roadhouse, there's an update. Pimba Roadhouse we're at tomorrow. There we go. So we'll head out of the Wilpenna Pound and we'll start our trek into the Northern Territory through Cuba Pedy. If the roads are open, we might do smooth and add a track, but all the reports we're hearing on the road is that it's pretty much rained out all the way through there.
Following the rain.
The rain's travelling where we're going, so hopefully it's pushing itself away and we don't meet the rain again, because we've certainly seen enough water for a while. Yep, but as I say, tomorrow heading out from the pound into Pimba Roadhouse, staying right there, begin our journey into the territory. Come back into Wilpenna Pound, well, Wilpenna, we're staying virtually over that hill. Just outside we've got Old Wilpenna Station, so we'll have a walk around, see what it's about. We just went to the shearing sheds because they had an art exhibition going, and this is what's called Home Paddock. Car park over there. Sun's on the hill, on the mountains, showing its red glow. This is Home Paddock of the homestead. This was settled around the 1880s. Don't know who the family was that settled it, but it was around 1880, 1888 it settled in.
Oh, kangaroo feeding its baby.
Kangaroo over there feeding its baby. We've seen plenty of emu, seen plenty of kangaroo.
Beautiful green parrots.
Green parrots.
Kookaburra.
Heaps of kookaburras, heaps of magpies.
Mitchells.
Major Mitchells, yeah, they're all over. This is Home Paddock. The actual homestead's over there, but you can do a loop walk in, which we'll do.
There's pet cemetery here.
Don't know if you can pick it up, but there's a mob of roos over there. One of them's feeding its bub. Go closer and not scare it would be good. Old Wilpenna Homestead. No,
Oh.
it's off. Doesn't want anything to do with us. Away it goes. That's how it goes. But there's homestead over there. We've done a short loop in and around to the back of the homestead. So we first come across this building, which is a pug and pine hut. Most of the early pastoralist huts were constructed from native pine trunks and a mix of mud and straw called pug, hence the name pug and pine. Oh yeah, got wood, then you got your mixture of sandstone in there, or sand and mud, and your wood there. Well insulated for the weather, and of course for the rain. Don't know how you'd go in summer. Bit of wind through there to break the heat, maybe.
The little windows.
Little windows are put in. A pug and pine hut. There you go. That'll be the front door. Padlocked up. Yeah.
Big fireplace in there.
Back of it's got stables in it, I think.
Pushing the boundaries.
Here we go. That's your garage.
To go with his hut.
Yep, Wilpenna Station was a working station for 135 years. And this was the gentleman's garage. He parked his car there. There you go. Modern garage of the day. See what else they've got. There's another building over there. It looks like a barn. Another one there. We'll have a look. Old Wilpenna Station. Yeah. Some more buildings out this way. We're going to have a look at. Don't mind the kangaroos. They don't mind you. Walking down. Quite a big bit of land. I think it was 153 acres, it said on the sign. They're roughly thereabouts. Big tract of land. Settled about 1888ish, 1889ish, and built to run sheep and others on the land. This is another hut. Tell you around the corner probably. No, it's all erased out. All the information on this has been erased, which is a bummer. Could be a worker's hut. Workman's hut, shearer's hut maybe. Just bowering a guess at the moment. Shearer's hut or a worker's hut, I'd be guessing, because there's no information on it. There's a barn over there. Go and see what the barn's got off on it. Old machinery lying around. Looks like a plough. Old plough for the old grains that they make their bread out of. Yeah. Kangaroos. Barns and barns. As always, you can go over to buy us a coffee and you can support the page. Shout us a coffee if you do think we deserve it. It makes our job easier, gives you better content. Likewise, you can go across into Instagram and follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all the social pages. Now, we've got blacksmiths working. Right, a pint and a pillow. That's what they'd charge you. The old blacksmith's quarters. He charged a pint. It's his workshop. He charged a pint and a pillow for his work. pint of beer and a pillow for his head at night. Fair enough. It's his workshop.
What's this thing?
Don't know what this would be. Maybe you can reverse your trolley up to it and you can put your cattle on the back, maybe. Loading ramp for cattle.
An old mechanic.
Or old mechanic's pit. Put your car up on there. Can crawl under your car. Have a fiddle with that.
Put your bullocks there and put their belts and stuff on.
Do your oil change, etc., etc. Maybe.
Who knows?
You've got
A little cattle yard.
chicken coop.
Chicken coop? They wouldn't keep chickens in?
No, it's a saddle on it, so it's a cattle yard. This is where they have the horses kept. Stock horses and saddles were here. So this is where you keep your horses.
Stables and harness room.
We were dependent on horses for all our work. Frederick Richardson, there you go. Of course, because there was no automotive vehicles around, no car. There was a car, but you'd use that to travel. Not so much to work, no tractors. So you'd rely on a horse, cheaper to run than a car. Just feed it.
Look how they've made the walls. It's just like trunks of trees that have been
old rusted rabbit trap.
Split.
Split log walls.
And they've like angled them
Seamed them in.
to go in.
Joined them in.
Wow.
Old nail sitting up there on the post.
Huh.
Old farm machinery again. We're in the grounds of the homestead, original Wilpenna homestead, and they've got a pet cemetery where all the working dogs and cats are buried with their own headstone down that way. They're running chooks and jam and chutney, so they had chickens obviously. They grew their own fruit, made their own chutneys and jams, had the chickens for roast. So this is the original homestead. It's obviously been refurbished over the years as it would have deteriorated. Homestead hospitality. So you'd come in here, and during the station life on the far north, how could any person be treated more kindly than we were? Hungry and thirsty and cold, a few minutes we were sit beside the fire with a warm soup and a piece of bread. There you go. Homestead hospitality. This is, like I said, originally built late 1880s, maybe early 1890. This would be your front porch, overlooking the 150 odd acres inside to the lounge room. Gardens tended by gardeners, no doubt. Original homestead. Stone built, no bushfires for South Australia. Right. This would be your front door, sorry. Northern Flinders District Office, so it's a National Parks office now. And there's the swing, front yard. This would be your backyard with your flagpole. You put your flagpole up, you flag up the pole, tells people that you're at home. So it's now a National Parks and Wildlife office, but you still feel still free to walk around, have a look. Just got told they made their own jam and
They used to make their own candles
jam and candles. There you go. Site of original homestead. So this is the site of the original homestead. Garage. This office here now has become a garage from the early 1930s. You park your car or whatever you got. The old Hills hoist out the back. And that's you for the entirety. Not a bad spot.